Hi and welcome back to 10th video of this Java programming tutorial series. In this video, we will be discussing an important OOPS concept, that is inheritance. So in general, what is inheritance? There will be a peculiar characteristics present in a man. That unique characteristic will be transferred from that man to his son, and his son will transfer that peculiar character to his grandson also. So that unique character found in grandfather will also be found in grandson also. So that character has been forwarded from grandfather, inherited from grandfather to father and father to son. So this is inheritance in general. So what is inheritance in terms of programming? A class acquires properties. So properties means variable and methods. So a class acquires variables and methods of another class is called as an inheritance. So to achieve inheritance, we use an keyword called extends in Java. So imagine, I will explain with this example, class A and class B. I have class A with one variable named age and one method named calculate age. So this is class A. And another class named B, it has only one variable, that is string variable name. Now, I need another variable named int age and another method named calculate age here also. So instead of recreating or retyping entire variables and methods here, I can simply inherit from class A. So class B inherits from class A. So what will happen now is this will take this copy of int age and calculate age and place it here. So to show the difference between the variable that is already present and the variables that is inherited from class A, I have given black color font and gray color font for both variables. So string name is the variable that was actually inside the class. Int age and calculate age has been inherited from class A and placed here. So this is simple inheritance. Let me show you in an example. Right, we have a class named calculator. Inside that calculator, I have one variable integer I equal to 100 and I have one method that is named calculate. It will get two integer variable and add that integer variable with I value and print the output. So this class has one variable and one method. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to inherit this calculator to main class. Class main extends calculator. So now a copy of this I and this method will be imaginarily or imaginarily present in this class also. So if I need to access this I variable of main method, so now actually it is inherited. So there is two I variable, that is I variable that is actually present in calculator and I variable that is inherited to class main. So if I need to access I variable of class main, I need to it is more than enough that if I create object for class main alone. M dot I. See, there is no integer variable that is already defined in class main, but when I try to access object name dot I, it is printing some value, right? So now it is very clear that variables and method of this class has been inherited to this class, and that is why it was able to access m.i. So I value from here has been inherited to main, so I value has been printed here. So to understand the concept better, I will do some changes to this method. I equal to 10,000. Now what I will do is I will create an object for calculator. right? So I variable has now come out in two different ways, two different paths. This I variable is nothing but the I variable that is present in calculator class itself. But what about this I variable? This main class has inherited variables and methods from calculator. So a copy of this I variable and method has been inherited to main class, placed in this main class imaginarily. So when I access m.i, there will be an I variable that is imaginarily present in main class that will be accessed. So during the time of inheriting, I value was 100 and so 100 will be placed here. So m.i will be 100. So before accessing calculator.i, because initially I have initialized I value with 100 in calculator class also. So when we access calculator.i, this will also be printed as 100. So to show the difference, I have just modified the value of I inside that calculator method. So I have called calc method and then I am trying to print the I value. So I value must be 100 here and 10,000 here, right? So this point I have explained to make one point clear. That is, when inheriting variables and methods from calculator, variables and methods will be taken a copy and placed here. But the already existing variable method will remain there itself, and this will be a separate instance of variables and method, and this will be separate instance. So that is what I am trying to explain. I mean accessing inherited variable and accessing variable from the super class, parent class. So both are different. Value present in super class that will remain in a different memory. Value that is inherited from super class that will be present in a different memory. So both are different. So I think this is explained in code also. One variable and one method. We have inherited class B from class A. So int age and calculate age will be present here. Even though it is inherited here, this will be present in a different memory and this will be present in a different memory. So both are different, not same. Modifying age value here will not affect age value of class B, and modifying age value of class B will not affect age value of class A. So there is around four type of inheritance, among which one is not directly supported in Java, that will be discussed later. So first single inheritance. So single inheritance, then multi-level inheritance, then hierarchical inheritance, and finally multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance is not directly supported in Java, but in an indirect way we can achieve the same concept. That will be explained in a separate video. Now we will discuss single inheritance. So single inheritance is nothing but a class inheriting variables and methods from another single class. So I think we have discussed the same example now. So that is same single inheritance example. What is meant by multi-level inheritance? Class C is trying to inherit from class B, but before that class B already inherited from class A. So class A contains one variable int age and one method calculate age. Class B is inherited from class A, so int age and calculate age will be present in class B imaginarily, these two alone. And while class C is trying to inherit from class B, that actual existing value will also come, and also the values that is inherited from class A will also be inherited to class C, because inherited value will also be considered as native value of class B. So age and calculate age has been inherited to class B, that is present in gray color font. So when inheriting from class B to class C, all these variables will come here. So int age variable is not actually present in class B only because it is inherited from class A. Age and calculate age was present in class B. So when we try to inherit from class B to class C, that inherited value also will be again inherited to class C. This is multi-level inheritance. So class A to class B and class B to class C. We will see an example. So we will create another class, class C. So we will initialize a variable integer variable C as 9999. So now what we will do is calculator class will extend class C. So thereby inheriting this variable to calculator variable. Now it is understood that this variable is imaginarily present in calculator here. Now the other point to note is main class is extending calculator class. So which means calculator class is already extending something from class C. So while extending calculator class to main class will take all the variables from calculator class, and all the variables that has been inherited from class C to class calculator will also be inherited to main class. Now you can keenly watch something. There is no integer variable C in calculator class, but it is available only in class C. But only because of the fact that we have inherited calculator, and calculator is already inherited from class C, we will be able to access variable of class C from here, m dot c. See, I think you can see the name of the class. It is from class C. I mean, it is inherited from class C because class C is inherited from sorry, uh, calculator class inherits from class C, and main class inherit from calculator class. So this 49 from class C is printed here. So this is multi-level inheritance. Main class inherit from calculator class, whereas calculator class inherits from class C. So this multi-level inheritance. And the next one, hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance is nothing but one to many concept. So there will be one parent class or one super class. From that super class, many subclasses will be inherited. So from class A, I mean class B inherits from class A. This is one different path. Class C inherits from class A. So this is another different path. So since it is inherited, age from class A is inherited to class B also. Age from class A has been inherited to class C also. We will see an example. So I will create two classes. So three classes, class A, class B and class C. So we have one variable from class C. We will try to inherit from class C. So class B extends from class C. So class A also extends from class C. So class C is the common superclass or common parent class from which class A and class B has been inherited. So now from the main class we will not be extending anything. We will not inherit anything. We will just create object for class A and class B. So we have created object for both class A and class B. So it is the acceptable fact that variable from class C has been inherited to class A as well as class B. Even though there is no variables defined inside that classes, it is more than enough that it extends from class C. So I variable is imaginarily present in both class A and class B. We will try to modify the values and print. A dot C, B dot C. When class A is extending from class C, a copy of this I variable will be taken and pasted in a separate memory. So immediately after inheriting here, this C will be different from the inherited value of C here. Same is the concept with class B also. After extending from class C to class B, this copy will be taken and pasted here in a different memory. So this variable C is different from the inherited variable C. So to show this difference, I have created object for both the class A and B. I have printed the initial value. So initially I value, sorry, C value is 9999. So during inherited time, initial values of both the classes of C will be 9999. Then I have tried modifying A dot C equal to 100 and B dot C equal to 20. If at all both A dot C and B dot C points to same location, which means uh, instead of taking copy of this C and placing here, if they only refer this memory from class A and class B, then changing values 100 and then again changing value to 20 will lead to 20 in both the values. I think you can understand. Only if both the memories are different and both the variable points to different memory address, changing the value of A dot C to 100 and B dot C to 20 will print 120. See, initially both inherited values or default values are 9999. After modifying both the values, it is clearly differentiable A dot C and B dot C. Only the common fact is that both the C values has been inherited from class C, but when we try to modify it separately, that values will be reflected only on the specific inherited variable from the inherited class. So this is hierarchical inheritance and multiple inheritance. So multiple inheritance is nothing but many to one. So hierarchical inheritance is one to many. There will be one parent class and several subclasses. But multiple inheritance, there will be two or more parent class. So a class inherits from two or more parent class is called as a multiple inheritance. Uh, to avoid few things, that is to avoid few things, Java prevents from inheriting from multiple base classes, but it is not supported directly, but it can be achieved through interface concept. So that will be presented in a different video, right? So uh, explaining inheritance along with access specifiers will have a deeper understanding of the concepts. So subclass cannot inherit all the variables and methods of base class. It has also some restrictions too. All the public variables of base class will be inherited to subclass, and private members of base class will not be inherited to subclass, which means if there is an variable named private int I equal to 0 in class C, when class B inherits from class C, that private variable will not be inherited to class C. Protected. So protected member of base class will be inherited to subclass, but still it will remain protected member of the subclass too. So with this we have we have come to end of inheritance concept in Java. Hope this video is useful and informative. In case any queries, you can leave comment below. Thanks for watching. Keep supporting us.